Hello everyone and welcome to episode 3 of my World of Warcraft Let's Play, where we are playing as a human mage leveling from level 1 to level 60. It is a bright and early morning and we are here in Goldshire, where last episode we helped the citizens and guards here in Goldshire dealing their threats, and we helped scout out a couple of different mines, and we helped the farms that are around here. And today we are heading east deeper into Elwynn Forest to respond to threats and dangers of Murlocs that have been coming up the river, and we are going to see what is up and we are going to see who we can help. So today, straight off into the episode, we're just going to head over here towards Eastvale logging camp, and we're just going to find anyone we can help along the way and do all of that stuff. I hope you all are having a fantastic morning or afternoon or evening wherever you are and whenever you're watching this episode. I just released episode 1 of this Let's Play actually on YouTube before recording this, so I am really excited to see any interest and anyone who's excited to watch this Let's Play and watch this series as we progress further into it. If you have made it to episode 3, I thank you very much for joining me along on this venture, and I hope you have been having a good time. But as we are heading east here, we are starting to see a very interesting stone structure up ahead, which I'm not going to pay too much attention to right now, but I am just going to highlight it a little bit. So we as humans are playing a human mage, so we are magic wielders, and with being a mage, there's a lot of interesting things in the world that are kind of relevant to us. That is true with every single class. If you are a warrior, there is special things in the world that is relevant to you. If you're a paladin, if you're a rogue, so on and so forth. So here we see there is a mage tower here, and we're just going to poke in here a little bit. It's called the Tower of Zora, and if you see down here at the bottom, there are some gnomes who are another member of the Alliance faction that come from farther north on the continent of the Eastern Kingdoms. We see these gnomes here that are servants of Azora, and I just wanted to show this off a little bit here early on. As they get attacked by this wolf, we're just going to run along this way. So I just went and did something real quick. That's why there's a jump cut there, because I wanted to introduce a new idea to the Let's Play series. So with World of Warcraft, there is a lot of support for add-ons, and if you haven't noticed already, my screen looks a little bit different now. I went and added an add-on called Questi, which basically, long story short, it introduces the UI and the map mechanics of the Wrath of the Lich King expansion, where it kind of shows quests in the world, though it does a little bit more than the Wrath of the Lich King expansion does. But it is something that pretty much most people, like a very large percentage of people in the World of Warcraft community, use to play in the classic version of the game, and it's something that I like doing, and it just shows quests on the map and where to go, so you think a little bit less about
Need help?
exactly where you have to go for each quest, because the map shows it for you, which can lose some things, but also it gains some things for us.
Light bless you.
I think for me, it is something that I am super happy to have, because it lets me concentrate on doing other things while playing the game as well. So we just picked up a couple quests from Guard Thomas to go investigate some of the Murloc stuff. If we see find the lost guards, we just got a quest where a few days ago we sent 2 guards, Rolf and Malachi, to investigate the river, and they have not yet returned. To complete my report, I must know what happened to those men. Travel north along the river and find the guards or their remains. So we are going to go investigate that soon, but I want to pick up a couple of quests because we just arrived to Eastvale logging camp, a really cool location in Elwynn Forest, because we have seen mines and we have seen farms that have been put in place from Warcraft 2, Warcraft 3, from that era of the game, and we see it now in World of Warcraft. But a very cool part of this place is that this is where humans can buy, or one of the places actually, where humans can buy their first mount. So here we see there's a little bit of a horse ranch here, where there's a horse riding instructor and a horse breeder, Once we reach level 40 in the classic version of the game, and for quite a bit of gold, and that level goes down and that gold cost goes down in future expansions. Right now it's level 40 and it costs a good amount of gold. We can come here and we can buy the horse riding skill, which allows us to ride a horse, and then we can buy a horse, any horse we want of the few different colors. We can buy one of these horses, so 80 gold for the horse, 20 gold for the training. It will go down a little bit as we progress further into the game because of something that I'll explain in a little bit. But once we get level 40 and once we get 100 gold, we can come back here and we can ride a horse so we can travel across the world faster. So I'm just going to come over here and I'm going to work on some of these quests, kill some of these prowlers and bears, and there's some Defias over here, so we're just going to deal with that. But as I mentioned just a minute ago, we can have discounts on the cost of the horses. I'm not sure if there is one for the riding skill or not, I'm not 100% sure. But one of my favorite mechanics in World of Warcraft is called the reputation mechanic. So I just opened my character screen here, where we have only looked here at the armor, but I want to show the second tab of this today, reputation. So we only have a few reputations that we have begun working on because we are very early on in the game here, but we have the alliance reputations. So there are 4 members, 4 races, 4 cities that are members of the alliance, and we as humans are members of Stormwind, and we have been helping the members of Stormwind. So we have gained quite a bit of reputation with Stormwind, and we are becoming more popular with the people in this kingdom. Excuse me. And we have just been helping everyone, and as we get our reputation higher and higher, we can get discounts from the people of Stormwind. So being able to buy a mount when we have high reputation will allow us to get that mount for just a little bit cheaper. As we explore more of the game, we will learn about more factions and more people that we can help, and we can gain a reputation with, either positively or negatively, which will have different impacts on our gameplay and allow us to do different things. This prowler is almost dead, and I need to drink more water and be more careful about this. Fire blast. I'll just throw a frost bolt at him. Still needs a little bit more. Nothing else is coming up. I am a little low level here, so I was at 3 health, so I'm just going to hope nothing walks up. I conjured a little bit of food and water before we started this series, or this episode rather, so we didn't have to deal with that in the episode, though I'm sure we'll have to conjure some more as we go on. But something that I realized that I have not really done yet is to show a map of the world. So here we have seen this screen, I believe. We have seen Elwynn Forest. So we started here in Northshire, we came down here to Goldshire, and we helped the people of Goldshire, and now we have just head east to Eastvale logging camp, and we are now helping people here. If I right click, it will zoom us out to the eastern kingdoms. So here we can see where I am circling around right now. We can kind of see the kingdom of Stormwind and some areas surrounding it. Stranglethorn Vale, a really cool area that we will see soon. And then we can see more and more areas where we can see Casmodan, the home of the dwarves here. You can see different human empires, so like Stromgard, Lordaeron, Gilneas, amongst others. And up all the way up here, somewhere that we cannot explore currently, is Quel'Thalas, the empire, the kingdom of elves. And if I right click one more, we can see there's another continent, Kalimdor, which is a place that we will explore soon enough. And looking forward to future expansions, there are more places and more areas that we can explore, and the map will show those new areas with each expansion that comes out. One of my favorite things about video games, and I guess about like worlds that have been created, like Lord of the Rings for example, is just maps and like geography and like what the world like is and looks like and stuff like that. And like I'm a big fan of like maps because maps do a good job of representing that part of the world. So with like any game I play, so like World of Warcraft for example, Maps are one of my favorite parts of the game, and I'm almost dead again. I need to be more careful here. I'm about to level up, so that will be good. As I was saying, maps are one of my favorite parts of the game, and I just geek out over it quite a bit. It is really interesting to look at World of Warcraft because there have been maps, many different maps that have been shown in the game over time. So on screen right now is the map from Warcraft 1, Orcs and Humans, which is the first representation, I believe it's the first anyways, of the world of Azeroth. And we can see how this representation of what the world looks like is a little bit different than what we will be exploring today in World of Warcraft. As like things change, things moved around a little bit, the geography looks a little different, but still you can see quite a few familiar landmarks that we see today in World of Warcraft. Something that's really interesting is that it was called the Kingdom of Azeroth instead of the Kingdom of Stormwind, and that's just kind of a refining of lore and story that has occurred over the years. Let's drink up and then let's kill another prowler. I am drinking a lot this episode because I am spending a lot of mana on killing each one of these creatures. If you notice, I am level 8 and the creatures that I've been fighting are level 9 and level 10, so they're a little bit higher level than us, meaning that we have to use more of our resources in order to kill them. So we need to be doubly careful about not pulling multiple mobs, because if we do, we are fighting out-leveled creatures that are going to deal a ton of damage to us and are going to have a ton of health, and we might not have the health and the mana to deal with those fights. Just got a bundle of wood to bring back to Eastvale. Let's get this one over here. And then I'm going to go look for the guards that we need to find in this area, because I want to know what happened to them. We see here around the lake, we saw a little bit over there, there are some Murlocs here, and we can kind of see some Murloc huts there in the distance. So it looks like they've been like settling a little bit in this area and is a threat and something that we should warn people about and maybe take care of a little bit of ourselves. So a half-eaten body we see here with a shield with some flies flying over it. It's a little disgusting, but we're going to investigate this. And we can see that there is a medallion here that says Footman Malachi Stone. So here is one of the guards that we have been instructed to find. Though we do not see the other guard, so we are going to go try to find the other one, which will probably be maybe closer to the Murloc village. So let's head that direction. And instead of fighting through the Murlocs, I think I am going to fight through the wolves and the bears a little bit and collect some stuff along the way and avoid these Murlocs best as I can for now. Maybe killing a couple along the way. That one's a little close. Maybe I can just come over here a little bit. Another bundle of wood. I am very close to leveling up to level 9, which is super exciting. I am hoping that we will reach level 10 today, which is very likely to occur. So let's work our way there. So we got some prowlers and bears on the right and some Murlocs on the left. And I think now is the time that we are going to try to deal with these Murlocs. If you look there, we can see Ralph's, however you pronounce that name, that guard's corpse, though it is guarded by many Murlocs. So let's be a little strategic and smart here. So we know this Murloc lurker is walking off to the left, but it walked through this camp area, so we need to be conscious about it coming back. So let's just keep a little bit of an eye out on the left there. And then I'm going to drink up because I am only on half mana. And I see a few Murlocs that are very close together. So I'm going to try to be extra careful with how I am dealing with this here. And I think I'm going to target this one first. And they're at a good distance right now. So I'm going to hope that... Oh no. I'm going to try to kill this Murloc. There's two other Murlocs here. And this Murloc just does not want to die. I have a ton of health potions. Okay, so looks like I'm just gonna run here, and then I'm gonna have another fire blast in about 4 seconds. So I'm hoping that I can just... Oh, okay, I ran a little too far away there. Okay, let's be a little bit more careful about how we pull this. Let's restore our food, our health and mana a little bit here for a second. So this Murloc came back and is walking off to the left here. So let's just deal with him real quick while he's here. He saw me and he's coming before I could even cast a frostbolt at him. Oh, no. Okay. I think I want to try a little bit of a strategy here actually. So I'm going to let this Murloc go. So I'm just going to run away. If you notice, we are very close to leveling up. And I wish that's something that I had noticed before actually. But when we level up, all of our health and mana is going to get restored. So when we are in the middle of combat, we will get a full health and mana restore based on how we level up. So I'm going to try to attack this Murloc Forager, and we're going to see what comes with him. And I'm just going to try to get him a little low here, and then I'm going to try to polymorph this one. He restored a lot of health here. This might be the end of us here. Okay, so my plan failed, and there is our first death in the game. We died to Murlocs here near Eastvale logging camp near Stonecairn Lake, and that is devastating. So when we die, we respawn at the nearest graveyard as a ghost, and we have to run back to our body. So I'm going to do just that. And I'm going to check our inventory because we have a few items that might actually be able to help us here. So we have Scrolls of Protection, which just gives us a buff that lasts for half an hour, which gives us some extra armor. And we have Glowing Wax Stick that we got from a quest, which will decrease the armor of an enemy for a little bit. And then I believe, no, we have a quest in our quest log right now that we can use to get us some more items, which we will do at a later time. But for now, let's restore our health and mana real quick. So it looks like I learned something today, is that the Murlocs restore a little bit of health, because I'm pretty sure that Murloc was at like 1% health, and then we came back to it and he was at like 30% health. So he must have eaten something in the middle of combat there. So that's an important note for us to know about. But let's try to pull this Murloc again, and I think this time I'm just going to try to focus it down best I can. And we're going to get one more frostbolt off, and we leveled up, which is good. I'm going to polymorph this one, and I'm going to try to deal with this forager here. I'm hoping this Murloc Lurker doesn't come and fight us. Okay, so we need just one more frostbolt off on this one. So this polymorph, I don't know how much time is left on it, but I'm going to come all the way over here so that he has to run the farthest distance, and we can frostbolt him to slow him down a little bit. It looks like I'm definitely going to need to use a health potion here. So I'm just going to wait for him to do one more attack, and I'm just going to hope that I have enough mana to deal with this situation, which I think I could actually polymorph him again here a little bit, and I can get a little... Oh no. Maybe I'm just going to run away so he will reset his combat, because it seems like his health reset there, which sometimes will happen with polymorph. And I'm just going to run away, and I'm going to re-engage, where this time there's only one Murloc left alive instead of 3, so we should be able to deal with this Murloc with relative ease. So he's running back to the Murloc camp, so let's run back over there and let's heal up real quick, and then let's try to kill this Murloc. We need to be a little fast, so one of the Murlocs that we killed, now is a long time ago, has respawned, so we do not want that to happen. So I'm going to let these Murlocs sit here dead for a little bit, and I'm not going to loot them just yet because then it will take them longer to respawn. Let's pull this Murloc. Let's just group him up on this pile of Murloc bodies here. Okay, and then I'm just going to hope that I've killed enough Murlocs. There's one really close right there, but I think Okay, so the Murloc came to attack me, but I had managed to loot that, or is loot the proper word there, managed to investigate the corpse. And we can deal with this Murloc real quick right here. Just cast a ton of frost bolts, fire blast here and there on it, and we can bring this Murloc down. It's almost, oh, resisted my fire blast, I think. So, oh, I'm so low on health. Both of us killed that Murloc. Good job. Let us go on and explore a new part of this lake area. And we are going to head over here towards the center here so we can get some red linen bandanas for this red linen goods quest. And then we can report back to Thomas, or not Thomas. Yes, to Thomas, about the death of his guard friends, which is very unfortunate. But in the meantime, let us get some more of these bundles of wood and let us swim across this lake here a little bit to this island that's in the middle of the lake, and we see there's a Defias rogue wizard. And I am going to use my scroll of protection, so we just have some extra armor while fighting these people. And I'm just going to rebuff myself with my mage buffs, which this arcane intellect is a really cool buff because I can put it on allies as well. So if I see another player running around the road, I can throw some arcane intellect on them and I can help them out in their travels without being near them, which is very nice. So this red linen bandana quest, I feel like can sometimes take a long time, so we might be here fighting these Defias rogue wizards for a little bit, which is a-okay. But there is something that on this island that I really want to show off, so we are going to work our way over there and we are going to fight these wizards along the way. These wizards are mages, as the name implies, so they cast abilities similar to me. They seem to be fan favorites of casting Frostbolt, so we are kind of just doing Frostbolt duels here, where I'll be casting Frostbolts at them, and they'll be casting Frostbolts at me, and we will see who dies first. And so far, I am 2 for 0, and let's hope that the 0 and the second part of that stays 0. So, let's kill this next Defias rogue wizard. We've seen Defias all around Elwynn Forest, and they really are kind of like a threat and a menace, and we are going to learn a lot more about Defias in the next map that we explore, Westfall. And I'm super excited to go explore Westfall. It's a really cool area. While Elwynn Forest has some farms, but it also has a ton of other stuff like the Eastvale logging camp, and also has some mines. Westfall is very similar, but has many more farms, and also has about the same amount of mines, I believe, located in that territory. But it really has a ton of farms. Westfall is kind of like the breadbasket of Stormwind, so a lot of the food that people in the Kingdom of Stormwind consume and the armies consume come from the area of Westfall and are supplemented by farms in other areas of Stormwind as well. When we're looking at like the Kingdom of Stormwind, we're kind of really focusing on 4 different maps. So Elwynn Forest is one of those maps that we are focusing on. But as we level up and we are able to approach more challenging content, we will be exploring the next 3 zones, the next 3 maps within the Kingdom of Stormwind. So Westfall is the first one, and then Duskwood and the Red Ridge Mountains are 2 other locations that we will explore as well. They are all part of the Kingdom of Stormwind. But here we have a Stone of Remembrance, which is really cool. So if we interact with it and read it, it says, "This monument is dedicated to all those who have fallen in the protection of Stormwind. Our people have weathered unbelievable hardships to retain their freedoms and to control their own destinies. It is here we remember every sacrifice our citizens have made during the first war that riddled our people." So this is a really cool monument to the citizens of Stormwind that have fallen throughout the years, and it emphasizes about the events of Warcraft 1. So we talked a lot about Warcraft 1, 2, and 3 last episode, but to recap on Warcraft 1, is Warcraft, Orcs and Humans. The Orcs invaded the world of Azeroth and came to the Kingdom of Stormwind and basically destroyed everything, destroyed Stormwind Keep, and killed a ton of humans. So this is a stone of remembrance to the human people that lost their lives during that war. We are at 5 out of 6 bandanas, so we only need one more. I should probably drink before I fight this wizard, so I just cast my frostbolt there, or cancel my frostbolt. And we're going to drink up, and we're going to try to destroy this wizard. We can see that we have a couple of quests there in Goldshire, and then we can see here on the western side, we have what's going to be Westbrook Garrison that we will explore soon enough. But let us deal with this wizard here. Frostbolt in, frostbolt out, and one more should be good. Could finish it off with a fire blast if we needed, but no need there. Did not get our last bandana there, so let's come over here and let's check out this Defias Rogue Wizard. Okay. And we got that one down, so here we can hope that we got the last bandana, but if I were to make a guess, we did not get it, but we did get it on that one, so my guess was incorrect there. So we got all the bandanas we needed. I feel like I did this quest pretty recently, and I spent a long time here in Stonecairn Lake, and I killed like 4 times as many bandits as we did in this episode here, but fortunately we don't have to spend a ton of time dealing with those bandits. So we can head back across the river here, and we can work on dealing with the prowlers and the bears that are in the forest here. So there's a bear right there, not the Grey Forest Wolf. So let's try to attack this bear because we need 4 more of these bears, but we only need 2 more prowlers, which are located over there on that side of the lake and river. Let's get this bear out of the way. Oh, I missed my staff attack. And my inventory is full, so I should probably think about heading back towards Eastvale so I could go sell some stuff. But we looked earlier today at Reputation, which is the second tab on this character screen. If we were to look at the third tab here, we have Skills. So all of the weapons that we use have skills attached to them, and then there are also professions that we can learn. And then there's also some other stuff like class skills, languages, armor proficiencies, and then writing, when we buy writing, that are also skills considered in here. But mostly we just look at weapon skills, and we look at professions once we unlock those. And we can see that I am at staves, I am at 35 out of 45 skill. So every time I level up, I can increase my skill in each weapon by 5. So when we level up to level 10, I can increase my stave skill to 50, but since we don't use our staff too much because we mostly use our magic spells here, my skill is kind of falling a little bit behind. So when I try to attack this bear here, I might be dealing a little bit less damage, and I might miss a little bit more often because I have not trained up that skill high enough. And we can visit weapon trainers around the world to unlock more skills and more weapon skills for us to use more different types of weapons with. With mages, it's not really too big of a mechanic, but if you were to play different classes such as a warrior, for example, there are a ton of different weapon skills that we can use. I am probably mostly going to stay with staves. I might use a dagger here and there along the way, so we will see how that goes. Depending on what items we get as drops and as quest rewards, I will change up what we are using, but for now we're just using the staff that is not the greatest staff in the world. It's a militia quarter staff, but soon enough, once we reach level 10, we are going to unlock a special Mage Quest where we can go do a few tasks around the world, and we can make a staff that is going to be really cool for us at this low of a level. So let's restore our health and mana a little bit, mostly our mana because I'm running low on that. And I need one more forest bear. And I need to get 2 more bundles of wood, which there should be some around here. I just gotta look around for it a little bit. And we need to find 1 more bear. So hopefully we can keep our eye out for that. Here's a bundle of wood that we can grab. And we see a cool little orchard over there, or farm rather, some trees. And then let's just come west a little bit here, try to find another bundle of wood, and try to find 1 more bear. There's a bundle of wood that we need. Some cute sheep just walking around here. Let's get this bundle of wood. And then there should hopefully be a bear just over here on the other side of this tree. If not, we can explore a little bit more to find it. There's a prowler there. There's a prowler over there. Let's just walk this way and try to find a bear. I do not see any except this dead one that we killed a little bit ago. So let's just come over here. There might be one on the other side of this river here. We can just hop back over. We only need 1 more bear kill to finish this quest. And I see one right there, so let's go attack this one. I have the bear in my sights. I'm gonna come around on this side of the tree here, and I'm just gonna cast some frost bolts to engage with the bear. Slowly run after us. Bears are kind of scary because they are high health and they deal a ton of damage with every attack, though they are a little bit on the slower side. So it's just something we have to be a little bit careful about, is that sometimes maybe we're fighting a bear and maybe the bear might overpower us. So we just have to be careful there. But that was the last bear that we killed for this quest. So we can head back over here. We have a quest here from Marshal Haggard that I will go check out. But let us turn in these quests and also find a merchant. So here we have the supervisor here, who we are just helping out with. We got some bundles of wood for her, so let's hand these off to her. We got this quest, and then let's go talk to this boyar over here, and we can sell some of our items.
Good day to
Can
you.
get rid of all these tooths and fangs, or teeth rather, and we can get rid of all of this food. I'm gonna just get rid of that stringy wolf meat. So tiger's eye is a crafting material that I think I'm just gonna sell here so I can get an extra silver. It can be useful to use in crafting, but I don't care too much about that item right now. And then let's run over here. Let's run through this path because this is really cool. There's like a fallen tree on the ground here that's been carved out. It's a really cool detail and touch. Let's talk to Marshal Haggard. Report to Grind Stoutmantle. So he is sending us to Westfall to help with the People's Militia that are fighting against the Defias there. And we are just going to report to the leader of that militia. So this quest that we just picked up from Marshal Haggard, we could have picked up from, I believe his name is Marshal Duggan from Goldshire. So it's just like the same quest, but it's given by 2 different people. So we just have that one picked up now, which is nice. Let's come over here and let's turn in this quest here to Sarah Timberlane. This is our Red Linen's Good quest. And we can deposit this, and we just received a nice shirt and sash. So I do not have a belt equipped right now, a waist item. So this is my first waist item. And then I have a new shirt here. So this isn't a shirt that has stats. It is like a cosmetic shirt. So if you kind of look at my character right now, I have my patchwork armor, which is my chest armor. If I take this off, I have this apprentice's shirt. So I'm going to equip my red linen shirt. So now I have a nice red shirt on, and then I can put my armor back on, and we can see my red shirt underneath my armor there. So very nice. And let us head over to turn in that quest. But really quickly, I want to just take a moment to explore this area a little bit. Because if you look over here on the other side of this road, we can see a tower here. And as we come up to this tower, we can see it's called Ridge Point Tower, and there is some guards here, and this is just a nice basic guard tower that is on the border between Elwynn Forest and Red Ridge Mountains. So if we were to head a little further east, we can go to Red Ridge, As we can see here on the signpost here, it says Red Ridge that way, and Eastvale logging camp into the location where we just came from, and Goldshire and Stormwind west. So we are going to head back west because we are not ready to go to that area of the road yet. We are going to head this direction. So we are going to go turn in our quest to report to Thomas, and we're going to see if there is anything else left for us here before we start heading back to Goldshire. But I do want to go do this quest called Princess Mustai, which is a quest from the Stonefield Farm that we picked up last episode, and I would like to get that out of the way while we are over here. However, it is a little bit more on the challenging side, so I am hoping that we can deal with it. So we will try our best.
Light be with you.
So let's do report to Thomas, and then protect the frontier, and then deliver Thomas's report, which is a quest to return to Goldshire. So we will work our way towards Goldshire, but first let's come down here to this farmstead. So there's another farm here near Eastvale logging camp. That's not the farms located on like the area of Eastvale logging camp. This is a whole new farm called the Brockville pumpkin patch. We can see a bear right there, and we can see there are some Defias bandits that are just living on this farm and eating the pumpkins, maybe, and maybe eating some boars as well. So over here we can see Princess, and Princess has Princess's entourage. So it is a level 9 but protected by 2 level 7s. So I think my strategy here is going to be, I'm going to try to kill Princess as fast as possible. I'm going to loot Princess. That came out of range, this is awkward. And then I will loot Princess, and then I will run away as fast as I can. Hopefully I don't die. I do have a health potion here, so I'm going to use that health potion. And I'm going to try to get one more frostbolt off. I got the brass collar, and now I am going to try to run. Running on mage is really nice because we have this frost armor, which not only gives us a little bit of extra armor, which means we take less damage, it'll also slow attackers. So we saw those entourage guards there, Princess. The guards got slowed down while we were running away, and we fortunately did not have to deal with them that much. So we're just going to head back towards Goldshire, and we're going to go turn in all these quests. But along the way, we can see a little bit of an area right here that is unexplored. So I just want to poke my head into it a little bit and see what's in this area. And I also want to take this time to kind of just kill a few things along the way. So I see this young forest bear here. I would love to finish off the episode being level 10, which we will probably definitely get if you just kill a few things and we turn in this quest over here. So let's do just that. So here we are running up along the river here on the southern side of Elwynn Forest, and we can look across the river and we can see the area of Duskwood that has some very big trees, and also we can see on these trees there are some cobwebs, and if we get maybe a little bit close we can see there's a starving dire wolf there whose level is question mark, and there is a skull on his level icon there, meaning that this wolf is a very, very high level, much higher than we are, and is something that we absolutely, under any circumstances, never want to deal with right now. We will get to a point around level 20 where we will head over to that area and we will deal with that wolf, but for now, let's just deal with the Murloc on this side of the river. But we are seeing now what's in this area of the road is that we are running up to this building up here, and we can see the structure up ahead, and we can see a little bit of a dock with a, looks like there's a boat kind of just there that can be put into the water. And I'm just kind of curious. I haven't been here in too long of a time, several years at least, so I'm interested in seeing what's here. I remember, I think there's scary music playing, and it's called Jared's Landing, and I believe there are some Defias here, which there is a couple of Defias dock workers there. kind of want to poke my head into this building here. We have Defias Dockmaster. I wonder if those dock workers are going to get close to me. I want to kill this Dockmaster because maybe it might drop a special item. I feel like there might be a quest. Oh, okay. Let's try to get one more frostbolt off. I think I am 100% dead here. Let's loot that. There's nothing. Okay, so I just gave up my life for nothing. So that's okay, but we can kind of see there. That was like a scripted event. We attacked that Dockmaster, and then 3 bodyguards spawned and basically destroyed us. So that was interesting and a little scary there. So unfortunately, we died. We died twice in this episode. We died earlier to a group of Murlocs, and now we just died to a group of Defias. Fortunately, we were able to kill that Dockmaster. Unfortunately, no items. So I'm not entirely sure what everything there is to do with that little area, with that dock, with that house, with those people there. I'm not sure if there's any quests further into the game, but maybe we will find a quest one day that will bring us there to do with something. It might be a class quest, not entirely sure, but nevertheless, we died, and now it is time for us to walk back to our body. So we can see there's that group of Defias dock workers there that we don't want to deal with. And then these bodyguards are still here, which I also don't want to deal with. So I'm just going to respawn right here. I'm going to buff up a little bit. And we are really close to the McClure farms right here. So we will head here to relative safety and away from that dock. Now that group of Defias and that house is really close to the farms that we were at last episode. But we have returned safely now to a nice area of the world, and we're going to head over to the Stonefield Farm so that we can give Princess's collar Princess first prize. So the prize winning boar that we just killed, we're going to give that collar to the Stonefields. And then we will head back to Goldshire, and that is probably where I am going to end the episode off at. So we see some kobolds here that we fought last episode. These kobolds were really threatening last episode, but now they are level 6 and we are level 9, so they are really easy to deal with. And that one did not even get to me to attack me at all. So let's head into the Stonefield Farm and we can give the collar to, who is it? Ma Stonefield. So Princess Mustai. So the Brockvilles have a huge prize winning pig, and it looks like Moss Stonefield is just really jealous of it. So the boar comes over here and eats vegetables all the way from Eastern Elwynn over here. So now we have saved the Stonefield's crop, and we have farmer boots that we can equip now. There. And wow, these are some, I went from some short shoes to some tall boots, which is nice. And we have Homer Stonefield, a fruit seller, so we can just sell. I think I want to hold on to that shirt for now. We can sell all of this stuff, and then we can sell that shiny red apple. We got some linden there, and let's get rid of this chunk of boar meat.
See you later.
And we are almost level 10, so let's head back towards Goldshire, and we can turn in this quest, and we will probably be level 10. So maybe I'll just kill a couple of things along the way, though they are really low level, so they're not going to provide much experience for us. So while we were running back last episode, we got a good amount of experience on the way back to Goldshire, but now we have leveled up much higher, that this area is not going to give us too much compared to leveling in an area where the mobs are around the same level as me. I really enjoyed kind of like the little bit of editing I did in the last episode, and I did a little bit of a segment in this episode, though I think it's going to be a little bit shorter, where I killed a few mobs. But if you enjoyed it, please let me know. Let us deal with this forest spider that's kind of near the road. Let's protect this traveling baker. We killed this spider. We got a tiger's eye and got quite a few drops there from that one spider. We can see some Defias off the road over there. There's no real quests with those Defias. They're just inhabiting the world, and they have camps dotted around. We can also see here we have a traveling baker, which is like a really cool merchant. Just sells food and water, which is something that we don't really have to deal with because we are a mage. But it's nice if you're running low on food or running low on water and you're trying to get back to town to find a merchant, but there's a baker there that you can just buy from instead. There are also, oh wow, very convenient, there are also traveling salesmen which can sell some special items. So we see here there's a couple of bracers that he's selling that has some nice stats. Unfortunately, they're both leather and much higher level than we are. And you can see there's some crafting materials here, some potions that we could actually buy. It might be a little nice, though we do have a good stockpile there. And just some more bracers. Actually, I think I might go ahead and just buy those 3 potions, which is nice. So let's talk to Marshal Duggan, and let's turn in Thomas's report. And then we have this new quest, so we can return back to Eastvale logging camp, and we can turn this quest in. It looks like we got another quest down there that we can do now as well. So I think I will do just that actually. I will go ahead and head back to Eastvale. I will do the new quest that showed up there, and I will turn in this quest. But first, we got the start of our first ever Mage Quest. So we are being sent into Stormwind to talk to one of the mage trainers at the Wizard's Sanctum inside of the Mages District of Stormwind, which is a really cool area that we will explore next episode. Since we leveled up to level 10, we can see we got some new items. So we got a new Conjure Water skill, and we have more fireballs that we can unlock. And we have Frost Armor that we can get, and Frost Nova. So I'm going to train those things. That is, conjure some of this new water. I can replace my old Conjure Water skill. I can also delete that. Conjure a little bit more up. Put this water up here. Put the water on my bar. And then I can just conjure some more of that. And we can see here I got a new Frost Nova, or Frost Armor, which is really cool. So we will have even more protection. And we got a new skill called Frost Nova, which is really cool. So the skill is blast enemies near the caster for 19 to 21 frost damage. So it'll just deal some damage to everyone around me, and I'll also freeze them in place for 8 seconds. But if we deal damage to them, it has a chance to interrupt the effect of them being frozen. So this is a really good ability for mages to have to basically, well, in a variety of different situations. So one could be pulling multiple mobs. I can use Frost Nova as kind of a shorter AoE polymorph where I can just freeze them all and then I can walk away so none of them can attack me, and I could deal with them one at a time for a little bit of time at least. It can also be good if I'm running away from mobs, because I can just use the Frost Nova and then it could root them in place and they can't run after me, and I can run away to safety, which is very awesome. Since I just leveled up to level 10, I have unlocked a new part of the game, which is the talent system. So talents, if you're a Guild Wars 2 player, they're kind of similar, or they're basically the same thing as Guild Wars 2 traits. These are just passive effects that will help us along the way. Each class has 3 different talent trees that they can go into, and with how the game works in Classic World of Warcraft, Classic The Burning Crusade, and Classic Wrath of the Lich King, it's basically the same thing, but with future expansions, the talent trees go a little bit deeper. So here we see at the end of Arcane, we can learn this cool skill called Arcane Power. In The Burning Crusade and the Wrath of the Lich King, we can learn a few more skills that have been added into the game. And we can pick wherever we want our talent points to go. So we have 3 different trees here. We have Arcane, we have Fire, and we have Frost. So we will get a talent point every level, and then I think a few levels we'll get 2 talent points. I think it's at like level 20, 40, and 60, I believe we get like 2 talent points instead of just 1, which is really cool. And we can put them wherever we want. So when we're looking at optimizing the game, there are like meta builds that we can use, and we can equip talents in order to have like the best build in the game. And that is something that I have done in the past, though it's not like really something that I care too much about. And I think in my Let's Play series, I want to completely stay away from meta builds, and I want us to be able to build however we want to. So since I have been using a lot of frost magic, I just want to spend a lot of time going into the frost tree, and this might end up being similar to a meta build, but probably very different. So we have one talent point here, so we can choose if we want to increase our armor and resistance given by frost armor and ice armor, and also our frost ward will become more powerful. Or we can choose to improve our frostbolt, where we will reduce the casting time, or we can reduce the chance the opponent can resist our frost and fire spells. So I think I'm going to pick the improved frostbolt so that we can cast frostbolt faster and more often. So we have returned here to guard Thomas, and there's now a bounty on the Murlocs' heads, or whatever part of their body they wanted there. On their fins rather. So we are going to go and do this quest, and we're just going to collect all these Murloc fins and we'll just bring it back. But let's go and turn in this armor requisition form over here, and let's get us a cool piece of armor. So if we could just come back over here to Sarah Timberlane, we can give her our requisition form, and we can choose between either a well-stitched robe or patched pants. Given the fact that I cannot wear patched pants, I am just going to pick this well-stitched robe. It's going to be a very cool robe, where I now have a red robe instead of blue robes, or the shirt that I was wearing earlier. And this just has a little bit more defense on it, so we will be a little bit better off fighting these Murlocs over here. So I think I am going to try to do a longer montage, and we are just going to kill every single Murloc that we need for the quest, and you can enjoy the sound of frostbolts and the Murlocs dying. So I will see you all in a few minutes. So there we go, that was the last Murloc fin I had to get for that quest. So I can bring it back to guard Thomas over here by the bridge, and I can get my reward for that quest. Those Murlocs are so much easier to deal with now that we are level 10 and we are a little bit just more prepared and have more skills and whatnot. So that was a very nice feeling of just killing those Murlocs over and over again, because they killed us earlier in the episode, and we will come back with a vengeance later on. But in the meantime, let's return here to guard Thomas and just bring him the items that we have collected for him. My inventory is full, so hopefully he only gives me one item, since I have one item to give, which I believe he does. And I'm just going to pick any of these because I cannot use any of them, and we have completed that quest. And now we have completed everything here from the Eastvale logging camp. So now we have a quest to go to Stormwind, quest to go to Westfall, quest to go to Westbrook, which is near Westfall, another quest to go to Stormwind, and another quest to go to Stormwind. So this Elmore's task is a quest that is red level, so it is a little bit higher level than we are right now. So I think I'm going to avoid doing this quest for now, but I will come back to it in the future. But these other two quests I am going to go do next episode, and we can see there are some couple of different things here in Stormwind that we can look at, and we can do some of the quests around here and kind of also just check out the city of Stormwind and what there is to do there, because we have not been there yet in this Let's Play, and that is something that I am going to do next episode. While we head back to Goldshire, I just want to take a little bit more look at the talent tree system. So here at the top we have improved Frostbolt, and we can improve it 5 times by putting in 5 different talent points. So every time we put in 5 talent points into any tree, we will unlock the next line. So for example, once we put in 5 talents anywhere here, such as putting it 5 times into this frostbolt talent here, we will unlock the next line, and then we can put 5 more points, be it in this line or in the previous line, and we will unlock the 3rd line here, and we can learn some really cool skills and also get some really nice passive bonuses that will help us out in our adventure. So like this ice block skill here is really cool, especially in PvP, where you become encased in a block of ice that protects us from all physical damage and spells for 10 seconds, but we can't do anything during that time. If we come down here, we have this cool ability, which is like the final thing we can get in the frost tree, called Ice Barrier, which instantly shields you, absorbing 438 damage, lasts 1 minute. So it's just a nice little shield to help protect us. If you were to look at Arcane, we can get Arcane Power, which when activated, your spells deal 30% more damage while costing 30% more mana to use. So it's just a nice little damage buff there. And if we were to look at Fire, we can get Combustion. When activated, the spell causes each of your fire damage spells hits to increase your critical strike chance with fire damage spells by 10%. This effect lasts until you have caused 3 critical strikes with fire spells. And of course, these are just the last skills in each tree. There are a ton of other things that we will see and explore as we level up. But let us sell all of this stuff here, just clean up our inventory a little bit. I think I might hold on to the light leather actually. And I will just put all these items here, and there we go. So I'm just going to head into Goldshire Inn so we can get some rested experience bonus, where whenever we're in an inn, we can accumulate rested bonus, which will give us double the experience from kills, which is very nice. But here is where I'm going to end off this episode at. I'll put this as the backdrop this time. Here we are in Goldshire again at the end of another episode, and I'm really grateful for everyone who has watched up to this point, and both in the series and in the episode. Thank you all so much for watching. If you want to support me, support this video, support this series, support my channel, feel free to leave a like on this video, comment down below, and subscribe to my channel. And if you have any feedback about this series, please leave it in a comment below. And if you have any stories to tell about your experiences playing World of Warcraft, please put them down in the comments below. But I hope you all have a good day, and I will see you all later. And as always, drink some water.